Alright, so I'm back with the Ryzen 3600 system from the other video, and this score is tuned up a little bit on the Firestrike, like I said I would do at the end of that video. And the way I did it is with modding the BIOS. So we got a clean score of 14324, and that puts me at 25 right now. This is the Firestrike score, but I sorted it by my CPU, which is a 3600, and an RX 580. And a lot of them are in the mid-high 14,000s. And we're not even done yet. Like, we're about to get a little bit higher than this for sure. I don't know what this is. This has got to be fucking fake, because the dude has over 5,000 more than number 2. And it looks like he's using base clocks. Shit, I don't have my Wi-Fi adapter on. But anyway, I looked at this before. I think he had 4 sticks of RAM, but otherwise it looks like, he's using the default CPU boost algorithm and a base clock. There's just no way. 2,000 on the RAM? Hell no. I don't know how you can hack it or anything, because it's a valid score by 3D Mark. But he'd have an easier time convincing me that Epstein killed himself, because there's no way this shit is valid. What is his name? Data Den. Yeah, that guy needs to redeem himself, because if he's smart enough to be able to hack the score like that, he's smart enough to get an actual number 1, in my opinion. Anyway, here's some of the stock scores that I got on the stock BIOS. I overclocked it, but it was the stock BIOS, so I couldn't hit 14,000 at all with these settings. And this was with the unmodded BIOS. So anyway, I used Polaris BIOS Editor. Well, let me talk about what the system has been running at. I just kept it at 1430 for the base clock, the core clock, excuse me. 2250 on the memory, and just stock voltage 1.15. And we're not even done yet, because I haven't even touched this for the score. I just kept it at that, and all I did was mess with the RAM and the BIOS. So this isn't going to be a Polaris BIOS Editor guide or anything, but I'll tell you what I did. You just open up BIOS Editor, load up your BIOS. You can save your BIOS from GPU-Z, and so here's my stock BIOS. And I tried every timing strap from 1625 to up to here. 1625 fails instantly. It turns your screen into a checkerboard. 1750 is stable, but not at 2250 on the frequency. I ran it at 2125 megahertz, and it was stable enough for the benchmark, at least. I think it's probably overall not stable in general, but the score can come kind of close to this. It was like in the in the 14,000s for sure. But anyway, and anything after that, it just gets a little bit worse. What I ended up doing, because these didn't improve the performance enough, I used the one-click timing patch. I didn't really expect it to work so well, but honestly, whoever made this knows what's up, because it's stable, and I'm rocking the 2250, and I don't know what my stock bandwidth on GPU-Z is, but right now it's, what is that, 288. I don't know if that changes it from stock too much, or if the performance is shown elsewhere or whatever. But yeah, we're not even done yet. So when you do that, there's all types of guides for Polaris BIOS Editor, and typically it's used by cryptocurrency miners. Don't do this if you got to know what you're doing. Don't do this if you don't know what you're doing, because You can turn your GPU into a very nice looking paperweight. You can really fuck your BIOS up. I gotta stress that. You can fuck your card up and you cannot fix it. So just a disclaimer before you can just don't download this right now and do this, because you can fuck something up for real. My card has two BIOSes. It's got a dual switch on it. It's a Sapphire 580 with a dual BIOS switch, and I have the stock BIOS on the other switch position. So if something fucks up too bad, then I just I switch it to the other one, and then I flashed a corrected BIOS back to this position. So I have some freeway, some wiggle room right there with the dual. I probably wouldn't do this if I didn't have two BIOSes, but I got to fall back. But anyway, the one-click timing patch is for real. Try that. If your chip can do it, 1625 or 1500 might be better. So you should try that first before just doing this. I doubt many chips can do that, because I figured that's what the algorithm was. I thought it was just kind of like a preset. I thought they took the lower straps and then just moved them up to the higher frequencies, but no, they must have did something different, because this is like a custom custom preset that they made or whatever, and I don't know anything about hex, and that's pretty much all I know about the BIOS editor. There's other shit you can do on it, like changing your your TDCs and stuff, your fan speeds and all that, but really, like, I didn't mess with all that. You can get deeper into like power table stuff. I'm not really focusing on that. So that's about it. We're about to tune the core clock now and see what kind of scores we can get. So, I'm pretty sure this chip can do pretty good. So let's just try 1492. I really have not tested this at all. I'm going in blind on that. So we'll see. Hopefully this will oh shit, I just fucked up. I didn't close that shit out. Oh shit, I didn't close this either. Just not in the zone right now. There we go. So yeah, I ended the other video of the 3600 with a pretty decent score. I ended up looking at those screenshots and I was pleasantly surprised with that. I was like, you know what? I didn't even touch this GPU too much. I'm going to go ahead and try it. So I did all types of stock settings, and that just immediately crashed. 1492, that's not going to work unless I boost the voltage up. It hung on for a little bit. So that makes me think that it's possible to actually make it happen. Do I have to reset the system, or is this going to work? Might as well just reset it. I'm on the damn VDH motherboard, and this thing just takes forever to boot up sometimes. Okay, so here's one thing about flashing the BIOS, and one of the reasons why I didn't bother recording it, all the different things that I tried, is because when I flash the BIOS, as you just saw, you can't get into the actual motherboard BIOS anymore. It just happens way too fast. It's just whenever you boot, it'll just be a blank screen, and if you want to get into the actual BIOS, you have to flip the switch on it. So it's really just bullshit. Like, and I maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I'm I'm for real though. You cannot get into the actual BIOS. It's not like it's messed up or anything. It's like it's not reading the, the BIOS information correctly or whatever. But you swap it back and it's all good. Now I got to redo all this shit. I probably should have saved the profile, but it's not that. I didn't really change too much. Let's do 1474. Let's make this a little bit cooler too. It's loud as shit. I hate this fan. This thing will fucking scream though. I forgot how fast it goes. Like 3,500 RPMs or something. I'm not doing that. It's just unnecessary. Alright, but we're about to boost this up a little bit. $2,300. I had no idea it could go that high. I don't think it'll go above 2250, honestly. We should try that though. I didn't even know that. I didn't notice it boosted that up. Was it at 2300 on that run that I just did? Hang on. Because that might have been why it crashed. I swore I was running 2250. Does this not tell you? GPU memory clock. Yeah, I was at 2250. I had no idea it went up to 2300. You can change that in the Polaris BIOS editor. That's what happened. It applied the timing change and a boost override option. Huh. Let's try this shit real quick. I'm still going to keep the voltage though because, I mean, that's safe. And this is actually the voltage for the IMC, not this. So this actually will make RAM more stable if the problem is your GPU's memory controller. And it's going to be a little bit cooler this run, so... Oh, shit. But, yeah, so having a higher core voltage actually will improve memory stability. I'm going to save this too so I don't forget it. If it's true that it can run at above 2250, then I might definitely be able to get a better score out of this. Like, majorly more than I thought. If I had noticed that beforehand, shit, I wouldn't have even started the video. I would have tested more of that, because, okay, so I tried the 1750 timing strap on the BIOS editor, and that's not going to work. That just crashed. I think it crashed the whole system, not just the driver. Oh, and the CPU is still running at 4.4. So once we do this on the GPU, we're about to see if we can do like 4.45 or something. Maybe even more, who knows. And just really, getting top 15 would be cool. I don't know if I can do it. But, I mean, fuck that number 1 guy. He's definitely got a fake score. So I guess technically I'm number 24 instead of 25. I haven't uploaded this yet, but it's valid. The whole system, in case you haven't watched the other video, I got a Ryzen 3600, 1900 F clock. I had to change the RAM timing slightly from last video. but I'll get into that in a little bit. But anyway, it's all air cooled. It's just stock cooling on the RX 580. So is this valid? I thought I'd validated that. I'll validate it at the end of this run. We're about to see what this. I mean, 2250 works though. Like for sure, I ran it numerous times without anything like that happening. Not even an error being thrown. So let me. Fix that. And we'll do a little bit more on the core clock. Let's see what that'll do. Yeah, so the whole system's air cooled. My room is probably 68 Fahrenheit, maybe. I had to change the RAM timings a little bit. They are looser than the previous video. Not that it was completely terribly unstable, but this case that it's in is in a horrible case, and I found out that if once the memory's hot, I'll get a memory error, and the other timings are cool if I have a fan directly on top of the DIMMs, and you know I'm not just gonna keep this in a cold room all the time. It's not really worth the extreme instability or whatever. It's rock solid though with the loosened timings. It's 16, 21, 21, 21, 39, and I didn't change the TRFC any. That's pretty much it. The voltage is 1.45, but now that I know that it's pretty much the RAM, I might be able to drop my SoC voltage a little bit. I haven't got around to that yet, but the errors when I was trying to stabilize the Infinity Fabric probably weren't even from the Infinity Fabric. See, this is the importance of stability test, kids. Do one thing at a time, so you're not juggling 5 different things and you don't know what caused it. You know, I could have avoided any headache by properly testing, you know, each thing for like days at a time, which is really what you should do. I mean, you'll probably save more time if you do this a lot, you know. But those kind of things happen when you're overclocking RAM, and then, you know, you test it and it's fully stable. You know, 12 passes a TM5 Extreme 1, and but you tested it in a room that's 66 Fahrenheit, and then you move it inside, you know, to another room, and it's 69 or 70 Fahrenheit. I mean, shit, it'll just be throwing errors, you know, and it's nothing you did wrong, you know, but that's the importance of really, you got to torture their memory if you want it to be fully stable. Like, you know, you should cut your fans off in your case, and maybe even run a GPU load, and maybe not cut your fans off, but, you know, slow them down, like beyond normal below normal conditions, to simulate what would happen if you did actually run them in a hotter environment. You know, those kind of things will make overclocking a lot better. That way, you know, you don't end up like me right now with this system, 1.15 SoC and all this crazy shit. Okay, that's pretty cool. 14520, not a bad improvement. Save. Yes, save that. Alright, so it didn't do... I forgot what I put it at before. But I kept the same voltage and it wouldn't do it. Maybe if I keep it cooler though. I mean, this heatsink is no fucking joke on this stock card. Like it really like this thing's badass. But maybe it'll do that. I can go up higher on voltage. That's not even. I'm not even worried about that. It's the memory that I'm kind of worried about. Cause the more like okay, so this card has uh like thermal pads that connect the memory to the same block that the GPU core is on. So they all share a the huge heatsink and a backplate, which connects to the VRMs of the card. So the hotter that one thing gets increases the general temperature of every component on the card because they all share the same heatsink. So if now that I'm boosting the cores up, the whole heatsink is going to be hotter, and now the memory is running hotter despite having the same settings. It's the same reason why you can overclock your CPU and have that thing fully stable, and then you overclock your RAM, and then it causes your CPU to be unstable because now it's running faster and well, I mean, your CPU and RAM don't share the same heatsink, obviously, but also when you increase your memory speed and efficiency, you have less cache misses. The CPU wastes less time being idle because now you've decreased the bottleneck from memory. So the faster your RAM runs, the less of an impact on performance. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is your CPU is able to utilize that extra bandwidth, and now a previously stable system might be unstable. So that's another thing I'm watching for now. See, I could increase the core clock, and now the cores are able to do more work. Therefore, the memory is now able to do more work. Because, you can drop the core clock, like I could drop it down to fucking 1200 megahertz. And that way, the RAM would be idling more because, it doesn't have fast cores, it's got a fuel. It would be bad for performance, but it would make your RAM frequency look really good on paper. Likewise, the other way around, you can decrease your memory fucking shit slow, I mean, 1000 or whatever, and then your CPU could probably clock stupid high because it's not doing any work because the memory can't fuel it. So just something to keep in mind. You need to get one thing pretty stable and then kind of maybe even back off of your other overclocks when you move on to overclocking a new component. So yeah, I couldn't hit 14,000 at all, no matter the settings. At least at 1430, I didn't try any higher frequencies, but it's not worth it. I wanted to find out what was best. I don't want to go above. Let me save that as well. I don't want to go above 1200 millivolts, but maybe if we have to, we will. It'll probably top out before that. Because I'm also about to hit the CPU and get a better physics score. Alright, let's see here. I think it was 92 or 96 that I tried before. I don't think I had the fans this high though. I wonder if that'll increase stability or this. Because when you're trying to do super high frequencies, you want the memory to not be bouncing around and stuff like that. A lot of instabilities can happen on when they ramp up or cool down, which can happen thousands of times, per second. Like a shitload of activity. All right, 14664. Okay, I just wrote that down. Got a pen and some paper, which is really cool to have when you're doing overclocks. I never do myself the favor of actually recording my stuff on paper, but when I do, it's awesome. I don't have to be opening up notepads and shit like that. I'm sure in the other videos I probably had like 10 documents on my desktop called new text document from all the just random documents I fucking made, and I don't even use them after that. Oh, by the way, this operating system is shit. The one it's bloated up. It's got a ton of shit on it. I mean, it's not awful, but you know, I'm working on a custom Windows ISO file. I found out how to do some shit like that. Basically, you get a default Windows 10 .iso image file, boot that up into a system, and then you can modify all that, and then you can even install your own software. So what I'm trying to do is have a custom Windows 10 install that's been debloated. That's artifacting. I can see that. I think I saw one out of the corner of my eye. Maybe not. Maybe I was just tripping. If the artifact happened on GT2, it might be a memory. It might be caused by the memory, but that's typically not. I thought I saw a black bar on the screen. Memory overclocks are usually like, they show up as different types of instability. Like if it's cores, it's usually like you'll see like black, like looks like your screen might be like tearing or something. Like like a black chunk will be missing out of the screen, or maybe you'll see like a black bar or something flash. With VRAM instability, it's typically like you'll see different colors, or maybe like, you know, colors will be stuck on the screen and just remain there. The Polaris card that I have, and I showed this technique in the last in the other video, Polaris cards will report their error correction, but I don't have hardware info running right now because it affects your score. But you can set that up and go watch the other video, because I talk about all that. So I don't know if it's actually correcting errors right now, but I mean, it was stable enough to pass, so come on. Oh shit, that's pretty nice. The last one was 14664. I want to hit 15,000. That'd be badass. Shit, I'm getting like up there with in the rankings with this, and I haven't even hit the CPU yet. And shit, I'm at good voltage, man. Like, that's not too much, really. I mean, I wouldn't want to daily that. It's also loud as fuck. This fan is loud. I wonder if decreasing, you know, disabling these other power states helps the stability. I know the fan does, like, for sure. And it's not even that cool in my room right now. So I could probably do some crazy shit with this, like, in an air-conditioned room. I wonder if that'll do 15. Damn, dude. I don't think I've ever ran this card at 15. I got this thing like years ago, man. It was an awesome deal. I gotta tell you about that. Alright. Let me apply this and save this. And we're gonna see if that works, because I have a feeling this isn't gonna work. Yeah, I've never ran the card above 1.5 because the cooling to you know, to maintain that stability is just ridiculous. Like, this heatsink is no fucking joke, though. But, I mean, if I'm not trying to listen to 3,500 RPM. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Plus, I don't even let my card get that hot. I'm not even a gamer, man. I mean, I use my. Okay, it's definitely artifacting. I saw a shitload of artifacts on that. And that was not a temperature related error. That was like before the chip even heated up. Let's try that. Otherwise, we might be at the top of the frequency range. I got this card. It's a Sapphire RX 580 Nitro Plus, I think. The default boost is 1411 megahertz. And I got it in 2018, I think, like mid 2018. I got it for $125 shipped off of eBay used. It claimed not to be used for mining, but I was expecting that because that was like mining got it like pretty popular around that time. Okay, is it artifacting? Yeah, fuck, I didn't see it in time. I don't think it's gonna go above 1.5. Shit, do I gotta reset the whole system now? Oh, another thing I can do. I have two like fans that I cut into this case, and they're like aiming right at the GPU. I need to increase those speeds because that's way quieter and probably better. You know, kind of better efficiency. The card is kind of crammed into this small ass case, and the heat can't really escape it. I'm about to do this real quick. I got to do the damn switch thing. So I just switched it back into the regular BIOS on the other switch because otherwise I can't get into the actual motherboard BIOS. And then I'll swap it back after I change the fan speeds. Oh fuck, can you not see the screen on here? Shit. Oh, it's because this damn monitor won't go below 144 hertz. Fuck. Damn, I'll just have to like walk you through what I'm doing. Oh, by the way, my capture card only records at 60. I had this problem when I first got it. Anything above 60 hertz, it fucks it up. Alright, I just increased the fan speed a little bit. That's not even that loud. I'm about to just boost that shit up. Alright, there we go. I should be back online in a second. Damn, I didn't think that through. I had to use another monitor for last time. You can't change the hertz of this monitor like with hardware. From what I know, you can in Windows. Like you can drop the rate to 60 or whatever. Fuck, man. Anyway, luckily I won't be messing around in the BIOS too much. I just kind of want to increase the multiplier a little bit on the CPU. So I'm about to drop this frequency down to like 1490, probably 1490, and drop the voltage down just a little bit. The memory's probably getting hot as shit. Damn. Fuck. All right. Oh, that was probably the problem right there. I thought it was maxed out at 2250. I brought it way too high. It crashed almost instantly above 2250. That was crazy though when I saw that. So as long as I make sure the memory stays cool, I mean, I must be on the brink of stability on the memory. Like, it must be, because it crashed at like 2262 or something. When I first saw that it went above 2250. So increasing the core might actually be fucking up the memory. One of those even looked a like a memory instability. So the core might be all right. Because one of them was throwing errors on GT2, which is really tough on the IMC and memory. This is solid though. It'll do this. Seems like all day. Alright, I gotta save the profile and make sure that the memory is at 2250 because it's not gonna go above that. $14,762. And physics 21,588. I kind of want to keep working on this GPU a little bit. Maybe alright, if this is stable, I'm probably going to keep it at that. 1.5 gigahertz is pretty fucking cool. I guess I could use Ryzen Master. Oh shit. Yeah, it's just not gonna do it. It was almost there, but nah. I'm gonna keep that right there. I might even. Oh shit. Damn, that sucks. I guess I could use Ryzen Master to overclock the CPU since y'all can't see the BIOS that I'm seeing. I never use Ryzen Master, but it is kind of useful for like on the fly overclocking. What kind of frequencies am I hitting? guess I can't use Ryzen Master since I gotta increase the CPU fan. Oh well. Well, I guess I can see if it's even stable at all before I try to fuck with it. $44.50. I don't know if it's gonna do that. So it's dropping to 1.281. Alright, I gotta go up a little bit more than that. Oh yeah, dude, I'll be able to definitely run. Hell yeah. And this fan, the CPU fan's not even maxed out or anywhere close to it. Yeah, it's fucking running at like 1,000 RPM. Shit, it might be able to do like 4.5, dude. This is not a demanding stress test. And it's only getting to fucking 61, dude. That's so cool. That's crazy as shit. Is this RAM limited? I don't know if it's clock stretching like hell or if it's some sort of other limit. I don't think it's clock stretching. I think it's got to be something else because Cinebench won't clock stretch. It might not be able to pass Cinebench though. The 3D Mark test is a little bit different than Cinebench though. Like it'll where do I got this shit at? I know I got Cinebench on here somewhere. There's 15. 3D Mark stress test it's different than Cinebench. I don't really know how to explain it. Alright, so I'm about to go adjust the fan speed and the CPU clock. Alright, so I had paused the recording, now I'm back. I just applied the setting 4475 on both CCXs, 1.35 volts with a lot of LLCs, so I'm about to see what that drops down to. And I also maxed the CPU fan out. I guess it's not clock stretching, it's not maxing the cores out. You know what I'm saying? Cinebench, the effective clock is actually, it's not clock stretching because it's reaching the effective clock in Cinebench, which is more demanding. But these aren't being fully loaded like Cinebench. So it's probably more of like a Infinity Fabric IMC stability, because some cores finish their loads, at random times, and there's some idle time in between. It's not clock stretching, it's just not saturating the bandwidth of the CPU. But it seems like it can do this shit all day. Let's see what the fuck this score will get. Make sure our profile is right. Oh shit, I forgot to change the goddamn BIOS. Because every time you go into the motherboard BIOS, you have to swap it to the other BIOS of the GPU. And then I always forget to turn it back when I restart out of the BIOS. So that's why I didn't even record the testing during the flashing stages to begin with, because there was just a lot of going back and forth. So you can tell when I'm in the right BIOS because you don't even get a chance to see the post screen. See, now I know I'm in the right BIOS because now I have the option to go up to 2300 if I wanted to. The other one's capped at 2250. Alright, 1490, 1185. I wonder how much higher the physics score could go. I ought to check it on the website. Let me do that real quick. I've got this other computer right here. Let's see what the other frequencies are and what kind of physics scores they're getting. don't remember seeing many that were too far above what I had. What, man? Damn, none of the... Okay, number 10 on this list has about the same physics score as me. Every other one, I already have a higher physics score than. They don't even hit 20,000. I'm pretty sure I'm hitting like 21 something. 21,588. I wrote it down. Yeah, that's shocking to me. What? If you scroll down the list, some people... Damn, my physics score is really high. Here's one guy, number 34. He's got a 21,632 on the physics. And he's got his CPU running at 4551. Okay, so the physics score is clearly limited by the bandwidth of the IMC and memory. Because, yeah, that guy is number 34. So and he's got a higher physics score than me. And none of the other people are using... Well, it doesn't tell you all the data, but they must not be using fucking 1900 on the fabric clock. Yeah, that... When you have loads like 3D Mark, physics scores, when they don't saturate the bandwidth of the cores to 100% like Cinebench, you have cores picking up the... the loads from the other one. 14,810. Hell yeah. That didn't go up too much though from that, but I guess it's an improvement. 14,810. I'm gonna validate that. Make sure I gotta type in my password if I have to. Don't want to get dox myself, Damn, it doesn't show me up against the other people with the same hardware as me. I can't even really see this shit. 14,810. Fuck. Oh, by the way, you can go to Tech Power Up and find your GPU and cross-reference it if you need to. I'm looking for the damn... How do you search it? Yep, there I am. Number 8. Fuck yeah, top 10. Damn, well that's probably about it, man. Like, might be able to go higher, might not. I'm happy with top 10. Sorry for the long video, a lot of it was just sitting around. Shit, if I can ever get above 15,000, I mean, I might make another video, quick little update or something. I don't know if my capture card is fucking up, but I just noticed it's, damn, Fucking glitching out. I hope it's not glitching out on the video. Alright guys, let me show you my final settings here. I think that might have helped out a little bit. I doubt it was temperature limited. It just didn't want to go above 1.5, and that memory was already kind of sketchy because it didn't go above 2260 period. But yeah, there you go, 14.810. Thanks for watching, guys.